Now, in the lead up to the conference, police and protesters have clashed in Paris as a few hundred people turned out for a previously planned climate march, despite a blanket ban on demonstrations following the terror attacks in the French capital. Kwon Jang Ho reports.
Peaceful environmental demonstrations descended into violence as about 200 anti-capitalists and anarchists in masks became involved in a mass brawl with police. The incident occurred in the main Paris square, where tributes had been laid for the victims who died in the Paris shootings just over 2 weeks ago. Flowers were trampled and candles are said to have been thrown. Over 100 people were arrested, and climate activists were quick to distance themselves from those involved. But for the French government, it was justification for the controversial decision to cancel the planned climate change march.
This is why these protests are not authorised. We knew there would be troublemakers who, by the way, have nothing to do with climate activists or those who want the conference to succeed and who are there only to create problems.
Earlier in the day, there was little sign of what was to come. An installation of about 10,000 pairs of shoes was placed in Paris's main square in a symbolic protest to the cancelled climate change march. The shoes included those donated by UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon and Pope Francis. There was also another symbolic demonstration where hundreds of people linked arms to form a human chain along the route of the cancelled march. A gap in the chain was left in front of the Bataclan concert hall, where 89 were killed in the November 13 attacks. Elsewhere around the world, an estimated 570,000 people took part in some 2,500 demonstrations, all peacefully. The largest took place in London, where about 50,000 people marched in front of the Houses of Parliament. Almost 1,000 people also took part in a march in Seoul, organised by Greenpeace Korea. The importance of this conference was reiterated by President Hollande and UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon, who held a separate meeting on Sunday before the conference. A spokesman said they agreed failure to reach an agreement was not an option and would have disastrous consequences. Kwon Jang Ho, Arirang News.